I will call two related Randall County cases, both here on permanency hearings. First case is cause number 85577. This is a permanency hearing involving the Wallace and Wright children. I will also call cause number 85578, another permanency hearing involving the Campbell child, Dallas Campbell, and Ms. Kincaid is with us representing the father, Lewis Campbell.
Juan, who do you work for?
St. Francis Ministries.
And what do you do for them?
I'm a permanency specialist.
And are you assigned to the case with Bonnie, Clyde, and Dallas?
Yes, I am.
And did you prepare a court report for this hearing?
Yes.
Okay. And was that court report filed on July 31st of 2025?
Yes.
Your Honor, we ask that the court take judicial notice of that court report.
All right, so noted, and I have read both reports.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor. Juan, since the filing of the court report, it looks like I pulled up the wrong. Your Honor, can I have one moment? I pulled up the court report from earlier in July. I apologize.
Sure. Uh-huh.
14th. Here we go. Okay, thank you, Your Honor. Juan, at the time of the filing of the court reports, the children were placed in a group home. Is that correct?
Yes.
What changes to placement have occurred since the filing of that report?
The changes to the placement that have occurred is that as of officially this morning, the children have been returned home. After the last proceeding, when judge ordered us a screen for Mrs. Campbell, she did go and do a drug screening, and it was negative. And from there, we proceeded with the FRE plan, which is the reunification plan. And we went into unsupervised visits. Those unsupervised visits went well, and from there proceeded into overnight stays between the children and Mrs. Campbell. And then from there, it went into they had a visit over the weekend, and the children are officially back home.
That's
fantastic. Or at least with Mrs. Campbell.
Okay, that's great to hear. Did you double check to make sure Mrs. Campbell has everything in her name?
Yes.
And is it correct that Mr. Campbell is not in the home with them?
That is correct.
And is he out of state currently?
Yes.
All right, thank you. Now going back to the court reports, as far as placing the children home, were all three children placed at home?
Yes.
Okay. And can you tell us what the plan is for school?
The plan for school is the children will be attending Coronado Elementary. That is where Bonnie had previously been attending since when she was placed at the children's home of Amarillo. The boys had been placed out of region for some time because there wasn't room. But over the summer, when they came back to Amarillo, the plan was to enroll the children at Coronado Elementary, which is where Bonnie was at, and she had already created some connections, and that's where the boys will be enrolled at, and that's where they will be staying.
Okay, thank you. Does Clyde continue on psychotropic medication?
Yes.
And does Dallas continue on psychotropic medication?
Yes.
Has either child made any statements about their medication?
No, they have not.
All right. And are those psychotropic medications being reviewed by a psychiatrist at least every 30 days?
Yes.
Do the children continue in therapy?
Yes.
And what grade is Bonnie going into? Or
Bonnie will be going into the 4th grade.
And what grade will Clyde be going into?
You will be going into the 4th grade.
And what grade will Dallas be going into?
The 2nd grade.
Okay. And is Mrs. Campbell, is she prepared to take care of all the educational needs, medical needs, mental health needs, and physical needs of the children?
Yes.
Thank you. In regards to her service plan, can you tell me how Mrs. Campbell is doing on her service plan?
Mrs. Campbell completed all of her services. The final service that she was needing to complete was the domestic violence support, which she did complete. She has continued to attend classes. She likes the support and the rapport that she has there. with the other individuals attending the classes. But otherwise, she has completed her services.
In regards to Brandon Bright, is he currently incarcerated?
Yes,
And what city or town is he located in?
in DeQuincy, Louisiana.
And how is he progressing on his service plan?
We have not been able to contact Mr. Mr. Wright after he was moved out of state into the facility in Louisiana. So there is no progress on his plan.
And what efforts have you made to establish or reestablish communication with him?
I have called the facility and tried to set up phone calls with him. I am on his list for approved contacts, and I have mailed letters to update him on the progress of the children.
Thank you. And in regards to Mr. Lewis Campbell, I think when we were here last, you had explained that he'd been in an accident. Is that correct?
Yes.
Are there any updates to his health?
Um, as he is currently struggling a little bit due to the loss of vision in his eye. Um, so he is still adapting from that. He had started to work. He was working part-time, but he is struggling a little bit with mobility issues and with issues with his vision. He had also started, he had done 2 of the BIP courses that were ordered for him. That we are still in the process of negotiating for the payment. And so that's pretty much almost set up to where St. Francis will be handling that for him. The other thing that he was needing to do was therapy and counseling, and we are still in the process of finding a negotiated contractor in Tennessee for that.
Thank you. In regards to visitation, the children are placed back with mom, so there's not necessarily a visitation question for her, but with Brandon Wright, is he not having visitation due to his incarceration?
That is correct.
And with Mr. Campbell, what type of visitation is he having with Dallas?
Mr. Campbell will be having phone call visits. We had to get it clarified first with Dallas's therapist with what they recommended to proceed forward with, since they had not had contact and due to Mr. Campbell's injuries. So it has been approved that he can do phone call visits. So those requests have been sent up for a provider to have those visits monitored and then proceeding to regular virtual visits.
And approximately when are those scheduled to start?
Those should be starting here within the end of the week.
Are there any additional services that need to be ordered for Susan Campbell?
No, ma'am.
Are there any additional services that need to be ordered for Brandon Wright?
No.
Are there any additional services that need to be ordered for Lewis Campbell?
No.
What about any of the children?
No, ma'am.
What drug screens, if any, are we requesting today?
There are no drug screens being requested today.
Can you please go into detail what your reasonable efforts to reunify the family have been?
We created a tailored family service plan for all the parents involved. We created a visitation schedule for the parents as well. We have maintained that. We have provided resources and supports for the parents to be able to complete their services, along with also providing a tailored plan for unsupervised visits prior to the children being placed in the home.
Okay, so would you say that your reunification plan with Mrs. Campbell is also an effort to reunify?
Yes.
And placing the children back with her, would you agree that's an effort as well?
Yes.
Do we have any other requests for the court at this time?
No, ma'am.
Do you think mediation would be helpful in this case?
Yes, it would.
Okay, and are we asking the judge if it fits on the October 13th docket to schedule our final that day?
Yes.
And at that point, will the children have been in the home 8 weeks with Mrs. Campbell?
Yes, ma'am.
And is that enough time for the department to feel confident about getting out of the case?
Yes.
All right. I pass the witness.
All right, thank you. One, Mr. Wright, he's serving time on a Texas charge, but due to overcrowding, they moved him to Louisiana. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you know what he's serving time for?
It was a drug charge.
Okay. Do we have any potential release date for him?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, thank you. All right, then, Ms. Lucero, questions?
Your Honor, Teresa covered everything that I was gonna ask. I was just gonna let Susan know that and the court know that I'm really proud of her. She's done really well and has worked really hard.
Yeah, absolutely. Congratulations, Ms. Campbell. All right, have the kids did they start school today, or is it not
Until the 14th, Your Honor.
14th? Okay. Ooh, summer's about over.
On Thursday.
Yeah. All right. I always hated this kind of year when I was in school.
Going back.
Mr. Michelson, any questions?
No questions based on Mr. Heredia's testimony.
All right, Ms. Kincaid, any questions?
Thank you, Your Honor. Has a courtesy worker or anyone else been able to go out and visit Mr. Campbell's home?
No, ma'am.
Is there anybody scheduled, or has he been assigned any kind of courtesy worker?
We can look into that. Since it's being in Tennessee, we have been having an issue with trying to get a lot of these services and things aligned for him. But we can look into that to see if that would be possible.
Okay, and he was in a really significant car accident in April of this year, and so employment was something that was difficult for him. Is that fair to say?
Yes.
Has he reported to you that he has obtained employment as of now?
Yes, he had reported that.
Okay.
And he reported the struggles he had been having with it.
Okay. And since his accident and after he was released from the hospital, has he maintained contact with you?
Yes, he has.
Okay. And has he completed parenting classes?
Yes.
Okay. And whenever you've sent him to drug screen, has he drug screened for you?
He'd gone to all his screens here in Amarillo. After the last hearing, or at the last hearing, he had been asked to go and test, and the judge had been kind of flexible with the timeline. So he'd had the rest of the month of July to go and screen, and he didn't go. But he did provide a screen from his physician prior to that.
Was that a hair follicle or hair follicle?
Yes, it was a UA, and it was a UA and a hair follicle.
Okay. And so does he need to has he reported to you that he attended the hair follicle in UA?
No, he has not.
Okay. So if there's some kind of issue and he obtains that, would that, assure you that he did attend?
Yes.
Okay. And he was ordered to do a psychosocial.
He had done that.
Okay. And we're having some issues with the BIP classes. Is that correct?
Yeah, we had found a provider. The issue that came up with the BIP classes is the way that they have it categorized for the billing purposes. So they're a little different than from the ones that we use here in Texas or for St. Francis. So they weren't aligned right. So it was a matter of getting the coding corrected so that they could be covered, because there's one for an initial assessment and then for the actual classes themselves. So that's what we were trying to get aligned.
Okay. Is he currently attending a BIP class but doing self-pay?
Yes, he had attended 2 classes.
Okay. And so would you say that he's at least making efforts to comply with the service plan?
Yes.
Okay. And we're going to have phone visitation set up hopefully by the end of this week?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you. I'll pass the witness, Your Honor.
All right, thank you, Ms. Wiggins.
Juan, do we know if previous placement got the kids scheduled for school, or if mom needs to do that?
That is what we're working on right now. Because I had reached out to the provider or to the placement, but a lot of the staff had been out towards the end of the week. So they had not gotten back to me, but I did reach out to them again this morning just before court, and I'm awaiting on that. If not, so
Okay.
I can go and support her with that.
Well, who would be the educational consenter now? Is it transferred to mom?
That would be mom. That would be Susan Campbell.
Okay, so are we going to help her get set up for the kids to go to Coronado?
Yes.
Okay. Now, when I met with the kiddos last week, Clyde indicated that he was sleepy. And so sleepy during his medication, sleepy during the day and not at night. So can you make sure that we get a appointment set up so we can have that reviewed?
Yes, we will do that.
Okay. All right. I'll pass the witness, Judge.
All right, thank you. Anyone have further questions for Juan?
No, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Gutierrez, any further witnesses?
No further witnesses, Your Honor. We do ask for a finding that the department is making reasonable efforts to reunify the family,
All right, so I will make those findings.
and we rest our case, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Ms. Lucero, any witnesses?
Your Honor.
Mr. Michelson,
No, Your Honor.
Ms. Kincaid,
No, Your Honor.
Ms. Wiggins?
No, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Wiggins, recommendations?
I recommend that the children be with their mom. I met with them last week at their placement, and they enjoyed their overnight visit with their mom. And then we knew that they were going to be reunified, so they were very excited about that. Just ask that the department help her get with them on getting education set up, because I know we tried to do that at placement, but we were a little confused on what school they were going to.
Okay.
And that's about it, Judge. Thank you.
All right. Okay, then in both cases, I will continue the department as temporary managing conservator. I'll continue all of the children's placements back with mom. I will order mediation in this case. And based on the department's request, I will set a final in both cases for October 13th, 2025. That will be by Zoom like today's hearing, so parties can ask their lawyers or anyone can go on the court's online docket a day or two before October 13th to see exactly what time we'll have that hearing. Ms. Campbell, congratulations on your services being complete and having your kiddos home. And I'm sorry for the kids that have to go back to school, but that's just part of life. Okay, our next hearing will be at 10:15. That will be another Randall County case, a permanency hearing involving the Peavey and the Moore children. So we will be in recess. Everybody have a good week.
Okay.
Thank you,
Your
Honor.
Honor, Judge Graham, it's Maureen. I was just letting you know that I'm standing in for Cody on the 10:15 and the 10:45 hearings.
Okay, all right. Thanks
Okay.
for letting me know that.
Thanks.
Y'all have a good week. This is a permanency hearing involving the Peavey and the Moore children. I'll call another case, cause number 84694 L2. This is also a permanency hearing involving Lamella Peavey, the child.
Thank you, Your Honor. Before I start my questioning, I just wanted to clarify appearances real quick so I can make sure I get the appearances correct in the order.
Okay.
Ms. Lucero is appearing for Cody, who represents Brittany Moore. Is that right?
Ms. Lucero's, yes, covering for Mr. Pirtle, who represents Brittany Moore, yes.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
Uh-huh.
Ms. Kirksey, who do you work for?
St. Francis Ministries.
And what do you do for them?
I'm a permanency supervisor.
And are you the supervisor on the cases with Adriana, Devon, Michael, and Lamella?
Yes, ma'am, I am.
And is Michael Fuentes the father of all 4 children?
Yes, ma'am.
And is Deanna Gordon Lamella's mother?
Yes, ma'am.
And is Brittany the mother of Adriana, Devon, and Michael?
Yes, ma'am.
Did the caseworker, Michelle, let me get her name.
While you're looking for that, Mr. Barfield's now joined us representing Ms. Gordon.
Thank you, Your Honor. Let me add that to my notes.
He's covering for Mr. Jackson, who represents Ms. Gordon.
Okay. Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Kirksey, are you the supervisor of the previous worker, Michelle Silva?
Yes, ma'am.
And has Michelle Silva since transferred outside of St. Francis Ministries?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. However, you are the one that reviewed and approved the court reports that were filed on July 31st of 2025. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Your Honor, we ask that the court take judicial notice of those court reports.
So noted, and I have read both reports.
Thank you, Your Honor. Now, Ms. Kirksey, at the last hearing, there were 2 separate home studies that were ordered on Lamella's case. Can you tell us what the result of or if the home study on Esmeralda Rivera has been completed?
Yes, ma'am. It has been completed.
And has a decision been made on that?
So it has been completed. It's been approved. We were looking into finalizing the next steps to move forward. And as of last week, Esmeralda has had a conversation with St. Francis and feels like she cannot take care of Lamella at this time.
Thank you for that update. And regarding Virginia Luna, was that home study completed and decided upon?
It has been.
And what was the result of the home study on Ms. Luna?
So the home study for Miss Luna was denied. And as far as placement goes for Lamella, we plan on continuing her current placement, who has stated she's willing to be permanent.
Is that paternal aunt, Michaela?
Macy Fuentes' paternal aunt. Yes, sir.
Okay, go ahead, Ms. Gutierrez.
Thank you, Your Honor. Your Honor. In regard to placement of Adriana, Devon, and Michael, do they continue with Brittany's parents?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. How is Lamella doing in her current placement?
Lamella is doing well in her current placement. She's continuing ECI services. She's in daycare. She's a very, very sweet girl. We don't have any concerns. She's not on any medications.
Okay. Thank you. And in regards to Adriana, Devon, and Michael, how are they doing with their maternal grandparents?
They're doing amazing. Adriana's going into 7th grade. She loves basketball. They've had a good summer. She's not receiving any medication or medical treatment. She's healthy. She's also in counseling with Dr. Martin, and she loves him and she loves counseling, so that's going great. Devon is 7. He's going, I don't think I have his school, what grade he's going into. I'm not too sure what grade he's going into off the top of my head, but he is ready to go back to school. He's very energetic, so I think he likes to do anything that keeps him busy.
And what about Michael? What grade is Michael going into?
Michael's going into 1st grade.
And what grade would Lamella be going into?
I don't know if she's going in yet. So she's 2 years old. I have that she's still going to daycare.
Okay, thank you for that.
Yes,
And Your
ma'am.
Honor, may I have just a moment to check that court report for Michael's grade level?
Sure.
I'll scroll to and see if I can find it on here.
And Ms. Kirksey, it looks like he was in pre-kindergarten last year. Does that mean he's going into another pre-K or he's going into kindergarten this year?
He would be going into kindergarten.
Okay, thank you. Now, you mentioned that Adriana's continuing in her therapy. Your court report indicated that Devon and Michael would both be starting therapy soon. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am. The referral and information has been turned in to begin.
Okay, so both have been referred, but it's not scheduled.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, regarding the parents, how is Ms. Gordon progressing on her service plan?
Miss Gordon is not making as much progress as we would like on her service plan. She is still needing to complete her services, domestic violence, counseling, parent, drug screening regularly. Essentially, last month, well, I don't know how far, I don't want to get ahead of myself. I'll let you ask the questions. She's not making progress on actively working services at this time.
Okay. Has she stayed in communication with the caseworker each month?
Last month, she was not in communication with St. Francis. In July, she reported that she had been arrested, and that's why we didn't have service with her, but she is back in contact with us this month.
Did Ms. Gordon indicate what she had been arrested for?
She reported that she was arrested on old warrants that she had, but did not give further information on it.
Did she drug screen during the month of July for the department?
No, ma'am.
Are there any additional services that we are asking to be ordered for Ms. Gordon?
Not at this time.
In regards to Brittany Moore, how is Ms. Moore progressing on her service plan?
Miss Moore is not making further progress on her service plan at this time.
What services remained incomplete?
So she needs reliable transportation. She still needs housing. She's moved back and forth. She was previously living with Michael and his grandmother, which isn't considered safe housing. The last several months, we have not been able to get in contact with her in her house, like face to face. Communication has been normally over the phone. So we really need to get in to where she's currently staying and make sure it's to see if it's appropriate. We don't have current employment. Her employment has changed several times throughout the case, and I have that detailed information if you'd like it. She's not drug screened in several months. I believe March was the last one that she's provided. She did complete parenting. She completed counseling and a psychosocial. She still needs to complete an OSAR assessment and domestic violence classes.
Now, in regards to Ms. Moore, I believe I read in the court report, but correct me if I didn't get this correct, that she was residing with somebody new?
So she is residing with somebody new. Whenever we conducted our face-to-face in July, she would not allow us entry into the home. So it's reported that she's living with somebody new, but I don't think it's necessarily confirmed.
Okay. And is it important for St. Francis to be aware of who is in the home with Ms. Moore?
Yes, ma'am.
And is that important information for the court as well?
Yes, ma'am.
And does that go towards the safety of the environment for the children?
Yes, ma'am.
And would you agree that the safety of a home is not just the physical aspects, but the people in the home as well?
Yes, ma'am.
How is Mr. Fuentes progressing on his service plan?
Mr. Fuentes has been incarcerated, so there has not been great progress on his service plan.
Do you recall when he was released?
So he was released, I believe, last Thursday, which I think, let me double check, I think it was the 7th. Yes, ma'am. On the 7th, he contacted St. Francis permanency specialist Angela Tidwell on the 8th to report that he was out.
Okay. And he was previously ordered on a March, I believe, April 3rd order to drug screen once he was out of, let me see, once he was out of incarceration. Did he complete a hair follicle drug screen since then?
No, he is not. He reported to us that he was out on Friday, and I believe the order said 24 hours. We turned in the service authorization, so it should be active today.
Okay. And as well, he was ordered, and let me give some more information for the court. Your Honor, we ask that the court take judicial notice of the order on second motion to modify temporary visitation filed on April 3rd of 2025.
Okay, I'm not finding, I don't have that with me. Well, I do too. Give me just a second.
Sure. And Your Honor, that order, it just ordered the father to drug screen by hair follicle and UA within 24 hours. And if either was positive, then his visitation turns to virtual.
Yeah, okay, so noted. I'm looking at my notes.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Kirksey, it sounds like St. Francis went ahead and asked him to drug screen once he was released. Is that correct?
Yes, we had turned it in by the time he notified us. It was later on Fridays, so the authorization wasn't active yet. So he's being asked to go today. It was just one of those unfortunate weekend and timing things for the authorization to go through.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And in regards to his visitation with the children, has he had any visitation with the children yet?
He is not. My worker has gone ahead and submitted for a virtual visit request just in case it does, if we have to do that, that it's already turned in and ready.
Okay. In regards to Deanna Gordon, the January 13th, 2025 permanency hearing suspended her visitation until she provided a negative UA and negative hair follicle drug screen results. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Has she provided both a negative UA and a negative hair follicle drug screen result yet?
No, ma'am.
Okay, and at this point, do her visits remain suspended?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm sorry, which mother are we talking about?
Deanna Gordon?
Okay, thank you. Go ahead.
Thank you, Your Honor. In regard to Brittany, what is Brittany's visitation currently?
So we staffed with our director last month, and due to her not drug screening, and also due to a concern of her coming to a visit under while drinking alcohol and with alcohol
Yeah,
present.
I'm gonna object to hearsay on that unless Miss Kirksey was present or.
Did you see the visit, Miss Kirksey?
I wasn't at the visit myself. No, it's
Okay,
just
right.
reported to us.
All right, the objection is sustained.
Thank you, Your Honor. Michaela, if you could continue stating what her visitation is without providing hearsay.
Yes, ma'am. Due to immediate safety concerns, we staffed with our director, and she ordered that we not provide any more visits until she completes a drug screen for the department.
And are we asking for the judge to make that an order today?
Yes, ma'am.
And would that order that we're requesting be specifically that Brittany Moore's visitation continue as suspended until she provides a negative a hair follicle drug screen result and a urinalysis drug screen result? Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Are we asking the court that both of those be required to be negative, or are we just asking that she complete them?
I would be asking that the urine analysis be negative. If the hair follicle is positive, I think we would be okay with doing in person still.
Okay. Let's see. Are there any additional services that need to be ordered for any of the parents?
Not at this time, no.
Are there any additional services that need to be ordered for any of the children?
No, ma'am.
And are we asking the court to order urinalysis drug screens and hair follicle drug screens on each parent?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you please in detail describe the department's reasonable efforts to reunify the family?
We have created family plans of service for each parent. We have attempted for Brittany and Michael face-to-face visits. For Deanna, we've attempted to make contact with her each month. We have completed searches to find relatives, and we've placed the children with family.
And since Ms. Gordon's visitation restarting depends on her drug screen results, is our past request to her to drug screen, is that also to help her reinstate her visitation?
Yes, ma'am.
Would it be a continuing danger to the children if returned to their parents today?
Yes, ma'am.
And would it be contrary to their welfare?
Yes, ma'am.
Do we have any other requests for the court?
No, ma'am.
Pass the witness.
All right, Mr. Barfield, any questions?
Thank you, Judge. Yes, just a couple. Man, in regards to Miss Gordon, I read the reports and I'm playing a little catch up here today. What services does she need to complete? Because I noticed there was a request for a final hearing in 4 months. So I just want a clear list for her as to what services she still needs to complete.
Yes, sir. So essentially, I'm pretty sure she has all of her services still that she needs. She reports that she doesn't have transportation, housing. She got kicked out of her mom's house at one point. I think she might be back there now. Domestic violence, counseling, parenting. She needs to attend drug screens.
Okay.
And then we get to the point of an OSAR assessment. She was receiving drug treatment in Colorado, but has since left the facility. So if she decides to go that route, that's fine, but she just needs to graduate from it.
So essentially, and that is so essentially right now, what really is holding her up is obviously she had the stunt is she needs to get some drug screen done so the court can know whether to restart visitation and follow up with OSAR. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
I appreciate that very much. I'll pass the witness, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Let's see, Miss Lucero.
Thank you, Your Honor. As far as the mother, Brittany Moore, she has she's completed parenting, counseling, and her psychosocial, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And according to the report, she is attending her DB classes. She just hasn't completed those. Is that right?
She reported that she was doing it a while back, but we haven't got any updates of progress on it. I don't know if she's still continuing that or not at this time.
But as far the last contact I had regarding the DB classes, she had completed some, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, all right. And so today y'all are asking for her to, I guess, to drug screen by the end of the day, and for her to continue her in-person visits. She needs to provide a clean UA and then submit to the hair follicle also, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now you stated earlier that she doesn't have her own transportation. If she's unable, if it's ordered to be done by 4 o'clock today, to show up by 4 o'clock today, if she doesn't have transportation, can she reach out to y'all for transport to, I guess, Care Express?
She can reach out to her permanency specialist, Angela Tidwell, and if she can provide it, she will.
Okay. And who is her permanency specialist now?
Angela Tidwell.
Okay, all right.
Yes, ma'am.
And do you know whether or not, and I can ask Ms. Moore, but do you know whether or not Ms. Moore has, Angela Tidwell has been in contact with Ms. Moore, or do you know?
I believe, I don't know off the top of my head. I don't know if they've made contact yet or not.
Okay, all right then. I appreciate that. But if she can't get in touch with Ms. Tidwell, then she can at least reach out to the department and someone could set up transportation. Okay, thank you.
Yes, ma'am. I'll follow up with Angela and make sure that everything that she reaches out to Brittany.
Okay, and then I guess the services she still needs is transportation, housing, employment, and then to consistently drug screen for the department when asked. Is that right?
OSAR and completion of domestic violence as well.
Okay. Okay. And as far as her 3 children, Adriana, Devon, and Michael, all placed with family, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And they're all together, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, all right, I'll pass the witness, Your Honor, thank you.
Ms. Kincaid.
Thank you, Your Honor. Do you know the date that Mr. Fuentes was incarcerated?
I believe it was I have April 22nd down that he was arrested.
Okay, and in the court report, it has several months that says he was ordered to UA, he didn't attend and presumed positive. But he was incarcerated for that period of time. Is that fair to say?
Yes, ma'am. I apologize. We'll get that corrected for the next one.
Thank you. And what services are remaining for Mr. Fuentes?
So for Mr. Fuentes, he's going to need to complete his BIT program, continued drug screen each month. He's going to need to get employment now. I'm not sure if he still has his job. We're going to have to figure out what his housing situation is and reliable transportation. He had a vehicle. I don't think he has his driver's license, considering all in light of everything still.
Okay. He was released last Thursday and he promptly contacted the caseworker. Is that correct?
I wouldn't say promptly. He did contact the following day.
Okay. Well, within 24 hours, they were contacted.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. And regarding, I'll pass witness, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Wiggins.
Thank you, Judge. Michaela, the case was extended in April, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And based on your testimony, none of the parents had made progress. Is that a fair statement?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And in regards to drug screening, both moms have not drug screened since that April. Is that April case? Is that correct? Or sorry, hearing.
I had the last time that Deanna drug screen, I believe, was February.
Now, in regards to the father, he was incarcerated and sent to a rehab program. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
How far along is he on the BIP classes?
I don't have an exact date for you. I want to say the last time that I had an update, he had only completed like 3, but I know that that's it. I'm not too sure what the exact number is.
Okay, but regardless, there's been about 4 months now that he's not been able to complete BIP because of his own incarceration.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And BIP is a 6-month program, is that correct?
18 classes, yes, ma'am.
18 classes. And in regards to the kids, they are all comfortable and settled in their placements, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am, they are.
And they're all doing really well, is that a fair statement?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'll pass the witness, Judge.
All right. Ms. Kirksey, my notes are unclear to me. On the case with Michael, Devon, and Adrian, where are they? The 2 oldest are with maternal grandparents, is that correct?
No, sir. So the youngest is with Macy Fuentes. She's paternal aunt, and then all other 3 children are with maternal grandma, Brittany's mother, Isabel Moore.
Okay, so I had maternal grandparents, but it's just maternal grandmother.
Grandparents, I apologize.
Okay, all right, that was my question. So all 3 of the kids, Michael, Devon, and Adrian, they're all with maternal grandparents.
Yes, yes, sir.
Okay, that's
Your
what
Honor, if I may interrupt, I thought that they were with Brittany's parents, maternal.
That's what I said.
Okay,
Yeah.
then it's my bad hearing. I apologize, Your Honor.
Okay,
I probably didn't speak very clearly with this voice today too, so.
all right, does anybody have further questions for Michaela? No? Ms. Gutierrez, any other witnesses?
No other witnesses, Your Honor. We do ask for a finding that the department is making reasonable efforts to reunify the family,
Okay, I will make those findings.
and
All
the
right,
department
then.
rests its case.
All right, Mr. Barfield, any witnesses?
I believe I need to ask Ms. Gordon some questions, Judge.
All right, Ms. Gordon, if you'd unmute.
Hi.
Thank you, ma'am. If
Sorry.
you'd raise your right hand, you swear the testimony you give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Barfield?
Thank you, Judge. Ma'am, I am filling in for Mr. Jackson, who is your normal attorney. However, I've read the reports and everything. I have some questions. Did you hear the caseworker state that you substantially completed most of your services? Did you hear that?
I heard that I hadn't really completed anything, and that's not the case. I completed all of my counseling hours, and I have proof of everything. I completed all of my parenting classes as well. As far as I know, I'm just
Right.
needing the
And
DD.
essentially, the caseworker, let me rephrase my question because I don't think you understood my question. The caseworker essentially testified you've completed most of your services. And you understand that, right?
Okay, yes.
The one issue that I saw, and it's the 800-pound gorilla in this room is, you have not drug tested in several months. Is that accurate?
Yes, sir, it is.
Okay. Is there a reason for that?
Yes, sir. I completed my rehab program in January and was living with my mom here in Greeley. I'm in Colorado.
Okay.
And at the end of, or in the middle of April, end of April, I got kicked out of here and was trying to find a place and bouncing around. I was already testing in Loveland, which is 30 minutes out. So it was just hard to get a ride out there. And I didn't have a stable living situation, which is my fault. But that's what had happened.
Okay. Now, we can't fix what's in the past, but we can
Yes,
fix
sir.
what's today and in the future. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
I have a feeling the court may order a new drug test to be completed here fairly quickly. Are you going to be able to get that done?
Yes, sir. I already talked to Miss Angela and I told her I can go test today.
Now, also, I need to make sure on the record that you understand that this case has been going quite some time. Do you realize that?
Yes, sir, I do.
And that you have not been getting visits with your child because you failed to give a negative drug test.
Yes, sir. And a part of that was after, like I said, I completed my program in January and I was on Suboxone. So I was testing for them and I was still coming out technically positive for opioids, but it was because of the Suboxone that I was on a MAT program.
Okay.
I
Okay.
object to speculation.
Okay.
Justine?
I'll move forward. I'll move forward. Okay. I guess the only point I'm trying to get across is that it's going to be very difficult for the court to allow you to move forward unless we see a confirmed negative drug test. That's all I'm trying to get across to you. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir, I understand.
Okay. Do you have, okay. And you're going to adhere to that court order and get that taken care of.
Yes, sir. But I do have a question if that's okay.
What is your question?
Just because I know I've kind of been the only one in the case that has needed to provide a negative follicle for even a virtual visit. I haven't got to see my daughter in over a year, and
I
What's your
understand.
question, Ms. Gordon? What's your question? You said you had a question.
Thank you,
yes,
Judge.
is it if my follicle comes back negative, even if because there was marijuana use at least 4 months ago. If that comes back, I know my UA will be clean, but to at least get virtual visits with my daughter till
Let
then.
me tell you what I'm going to order for all three of you parents. I'm going to order if you're each parent, if your UA or your hair follicle comes back positive, then your visits are suspended until you give a negative hair strand and UA. That's going to apply to all of you because none of you have followed the court orders on drug testing. So,
Yes, sir.
Your Honor, I'll have passed the witness at this time.
anybody else have questions for Ms. Gordon?
I do, Your Honor. Ms.
Okay.
Gordon, what city and state are you currently residing in?
I am currently residing in Greeley, Colorado, but I should be back in Texas by the end of August.
Can you spell the name of the city, please?
Greeley.
And you plan on moving back to Amarillo when?
But it should be by August 30th that I'll be back.
And do you have a place to live lined up?
Yes, ma'am, I do. I plan on going into the Downtown Women's Center. I already have spoken with them. Everything's already in line.
Is that what the specific program?
Yes, it's a 2-year program. They're in Amarillo. Like I said, I completed my program here, but I just want something more long-term so I can get more sobriety under my belt.
Do you happen to know the name of that program?
Downtown Women's Center with Stephanie. Stephanie is the director's name. I don't know her last name offhand.
That's fine. I'll pass the witness, Your Honor.
Anyone else questions for Ms. Gordon? All right, then, Mr. Barfield, any other witnesses?
No, sir.
Ms. Lucero, any witnesses?
I'd call Ms. Moore for a couple of questions, Your Honor.
All right. I assume everybody read her chat. I guess everybody got it. She says she's done her DV classes and that she's done her OSAR. That's basically what her chat said. So, all right, Ms. Moore, if you would, let me find you. I got too many faces here. Ms. Moore, you need to unmute. Thank you, ma'am. If you'd raise your right hand, you swear the testimony you give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you may proceed.
Ms. Moore, again, I'm subbing in for your attorney, Cody Purtle today, but just to be clear on you stated that you've completed your DV classes, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, did they give you a certificate or anything like that?
They had sent me in a letter and I had sent that picture to Michelle.
Okay, all right, then how long ago was that?
I completed it, I want to believe in February or March.
Okay, and could you also forward that to Mr. Purtle so he'll have it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. And then you stated that I guess in the chat, you stated that you'd completed your OSAR evaluation, is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and when was that?
That was back in, I want to say February or March as well.
Okay. All right, do you recall if there was any recommendations or did they ask for you to complete any kind of program?
No, not after that. They had sent Michelle all the information.
Okay. Okay, and you heard what the judge is gonna order here, that you'll need to provide you'll need a drug screen today, UA and hair follicle, and you'll need and those need to be negative before you can continue your visits with your children. You understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and do you have a ride to get there today? Do you have someone to
Yes.
take you? Okay, all right then. All right, I'll pass the witness, Your Honor.
Anyone else have questions for Ms. Moore?
I do, Your Honor.
Okay,
Ms. Moore, I understand you didn't let the department or St. Francis into your home in a home visit in July, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, why not?
Because I have a roommate that I didn't ask about and I didn't want to invade his privacy.
Okay, so you're not living alone then, you have a roommate, is that correct?
Yes.
And is this person willing to let St. Francis Ministries or the department do a background check on him?
I'm sure.
Okay, is this person willing to drug screen?
I'm not sure about that.
Does this person have a criminal history?
No, ma'am.
Does this person have any history with CPS?
No, ma'am.
Okay, do you understand that whoever is residing in your home can affect the safety of the environment?
Yes.
What is the name of this person?
His name's Hennessy Miles.
How do you spell his first name?
Hennessy.
And the last name, please?
Miles, Miles.
And are you guys in any type of romantic relationship?
No, ma'am.
Pass the witness.
anyone else questions for Ms. Moore?
I have a follow-up, please.
Okay,
Ms. Moore, are you planning to stay long-term there where you're living? Or
No,
is it
ma'am.
just, okay, so you're not asking this court today to send your children there to the home with your roommate, is that correct?
No, ma'am.
I'll pass the witness.
anyone else? All right, Ms. Moore, you understand that the kids won't ever come back to you until the department and St. Francis have seen your home and done background checks on anybody you're living with.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir.
Okay, all right. All right, then. I don't know how far I got. Ms. Kincaid, did you have any witnesses?
Yes, Your Honor. May I call Mr. Fuentes?
Sure. Mr. Fuentes, if you'd unmute. Thank you, sir. Raise your right hand. You swear the testimony you give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes, sir, I do.
Okay, thank you. You may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Fuentes, you heard the testimony of the caseworker just now. Is that correct?
Yes, yes, I did.
Okay, and you've been incarcerated for several months, and that prevented you from making progress on your services. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am. I was actually incarcerated March 20th, not April 22nd.
Okay. You've heard that they're wanting you to complete the BIP program.
I've already completed that. I completed it in December of 2024.
Okay, and do you have a certificate of completion?
Yes, and I sent that to Michelle as well.
Okay, can you resend that to your new caseworker, Angela?
Yes, ma'am, I can.
So that we can make sure that that's updated for you?
Yes, yes, I can.
You understand that the court is gonna, or you're already supposed to drug screen today, but you're not gonna have any in-person visits until you complete a drug screen and that's negative. Do you understand that?
Yes, I do.
Okay, and regarding employment, you just got out last Thursday. Do you have any update on your employment?
This time, but I am actively searching.
Okay, and regarding your housing, what is your housing situation?
Going to go back to my house on Preston Street.
Okay, are you willing to let the caseworker come and visit your house and observe it?
Yes, ma'am.
Is it the same home that you were residing in before?
Yes, ma'am, it is.
Okay, and regarding transportation, what's an update on that for the court?
To try to get an occupational license until I'm able to get my full license.
Okay, and you understand that you can't, should the court ever allow you unsupervised visitation, you cannot transport those kids without a license.
Yes, ma'am, I do.
Okay. You understand, as you probably heard, the clock is ticking on this case, Mr. Fuentes. You understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
And are you willing to demonstrate to the court that you're going to mitigate the reasons for removal?
Yes, ma'am, I am.
Right. Thank you. I'll pass witness.
Anyone else have questions for Mr. Fuentes? No? Okay.
Your Honor.
All right. Okay, Ms. Kincaid, any other witnesses?
No, Your Honor, I rest.
Ms. Wiggins, any witnesses?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Fuentes, this treatment program that you were in, was that like part of your probation, a requirement of probation?
For it, so yes, they gave it to me.
I'm sorry, you were muted when you first started talking.
Yes, it's what I asked for, and they gave it to me.
Okay. Was it a drug treatment program?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And did you come out? Are you still on probation?
Yes, sir. I'm still on probation
And how long are you on probation for?
for 3 more years.
And what was that? What was the conviction that put you on probation?
Possession of controlled substance.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Okay. Then if there's no other witnesses, then Ms. Wiggins' recommendations?
Thank you, Judge. I recommend the department remain temporary managing conservator and all the placements continue. And I agree with the court that visitation should be suspended until hair follicle and you are negative.
Okay. All right, then. That my ruling is going to be the same in both cases. So I will continue the department as temporary managing conservator. I'll continue all the children's current placements. I'll order all 3 parents to both hair strand and UA drug screen by 4 p.m. today. And I'll order as to all 3 parents that their visitation will be suspended if either the UA or the hair strand drug screens are positive. Visitation will be resumed when each parent gives a negative UA and a negative hair follicle. All right. How far out you asked for a final hearing. How far out do you want that, Ms. Gutierrez?
Your Honor, I think the dismissal date on this one is October 18th, if I'm not mistaken.
That's what I show. Yes, I've got one set for. I've got a date for 9/29, September 29.
If that, yeah, Your Honor, that's fine with me.
Okay. All right. Then I will set finals in both of these cases for September 29th, 2025. It will be by Zoom like today's hearing, so parties can ask their lawyers or anyone can go on the court's online docket a day or 2 before September 29th to see exactly what time of day we'll have that hearing. So, all right, that will conclude these 2 hearings. For those of you involved, I'll be back here very shortly to call a Randall County compliance hearing involving the Pointer child. So we will be in recess. Everybody have a good week.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank y'all. This is a compliance hearing following an order to participate. This is a Texas Family First case. Ms. Gutierrez is with us for the department. Ms. Wiggins is with us representing the child. Ms. Lucero is covering for Mr. Pirtle, who represents the parents, Mr. and Mrs. Woods, and I think they're both together. I think I saw them before, so they're both present. That's all the parties. I've got, let's see, Amanda Jones and a Robin Ross in the waiting room that I'm not familiar with.
If they could both be let in, Your Honor.
Okay.
Actually, not Robin Ross. I think Robin Ross is on the Henderson case.
Okay.
And Your Honor, I have down that Mr. Pirtle only represents Ms. Cheryl Woods.
Okay. I had that he represented both, but what they can clear that up for us here in a minute.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Then you may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. The department calls Amanda Jones as its witness.
All right. Ms. Jones, if you'd raise your right hand, please. You swear the testimony you give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes, I do.
All right, thank you, Ms. Gutierrez.
Thank you, Your Honor. Amanda, who do you work for?
Texas Department of Family and Protective Services.
And what do you do for them?
I'm a family-based safety services caseworker.
And are you assigned to the case with Cheryl Woods and Dale Woods?
Yes.
And regarding the child, Tammy?
Yes.
Okay. You prepared a court report that was filed on June 17th of 2025. Is that correct?
Yes, in July, I believe.
Oh, okay. Your Honor, we ask that the court take judicial notice of that court report.
All right, so noted, and I did read the report.
Thank you, Your Honor. And for the record, that was filed July 31st of 2025.
Okay.
Okay. Amanda, how is the child doing since the filing of the court report?
Tammy's doing okay. We've had some additional behaviors that I believe the family is working on, as well as with us and with the FIS worker. We were able to get her into the FACE program. The Oceans program was not working very well for Tammy, and so we referred her again over to the FACE program, and that initial visit was on Thursday of last week. I've emailed them to try to find out what additional services they would be providing, and I will be following up with them to make sure that we're addressing Tammy's needs since the filing of the court report.
Could you spell the name of the FACE program?
It's capital FAYS, and it stands for like Family and Youth Services, something like that.
And what type of program is this?
They work with children that are having some self-destructive behaviors, whether that's the reasons for involvement for this case. I know they also work in the schools, a meeting with the children there. It's just to kind of give them some case management and additional resources. So we're following up to see if they will be providing anything else. And we've also done a referral over for individual counseling. They were doing some counseling with the Oceans program, but since Tammy's no longer attending that program, we wanted to include individual counseling. So a referral has been sent over to Delois Henders. There was an incident with Medicaid last week. Miss Woods found out that the Medicaid was not current, but she's reapplied, and we called Medicaid and HHSC and hopefully are on the right track to make sure Medicaid is in place for Tammy.
Okay, that's good to know. In regards to Miss Cheryl Woods, how is she progressing on her service plan?
She's doing well. With Oceans, they were providing some, or what we believe were some family services. And so now that that's no longer in place, I've contacted FACE to find out if they will be providing any family services. And if they are not, then we can do additional programs through Texas Panhandle Centers. We also got some information through NAMI and AMI that they have some parenting, not parenting programs, but more education for youth and children that have mental health needs. And so we're hoping just to provide a little more education to the grandparents. If FACE is not able to do that, who can we go to provide that? But since that FACE program just started on Thursday, I need to get some more information from them.
And so is your updating regarding Miss Cheryl Woods, does it also apply to Mr. Woods?
Yes.
Okay. And are Mr. and Mrs. Woods participating in that TFF program directly with the social worker?
Yes, they're participating in the TFF program with Family Intervention Specialist Araceli Portillo. They meet with her at least twice a week, and that is reported to be going well. I believe they're in the phase 2 of the program, so they are making good progress. The family reports those meetings go very well, and they're very glad to be working on their communication and discussing their emotions, and that has been an improvement in the home.
That's good to hear. Are there any additional services that need to be ordered for Tammy?
Not at this point. We just want to make sure that Medicaid gets followed through with, and that's not anyone else's fault. It's just what we have to deal with Medicaid. So we're waiting on that. And then she's going to continue with her psychiatric services. And I know Miss Woods was also talking about making sure she gets back into a pediatrician to be seen regularly to make sure all her health needs are taken care of.
Okay. Are there any additional services for Mr. and Mrs. Woods that need to be ordered?
Not ordered. I think if we find out that the phase program is going to provide education, we'll continue that route. If not, we had talked about the like the TPC education for the mental health. We just want to make sure we're not duplicating services on that for the family.
Okay, all right, I pass the witness.
All right, Ms. Lucero?
Ms. Jones, the family's in phase 2, is that correct?
Yes,
Okay, and I'm not as familiar with this program, so how many phases are there?
I believe there's 4.
4 phases? Okay. So you just want the parents to continue what they're doing and then try to, I guess, maybe if there's Medicaid issues to try to get that worked out? Is that all y'all are asking today?
Yes, and like I said, the Medicaid's not
Right, their fault, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
I
just
understand.
we're waiting to see what
Okay,
HHSC decides.
okay, all right then. So you're satisfied as to right now how things are going, is that correct?
Yes, we've had some incidents with Tammy and the family, but as we discussed them, the family has been proactive and in agreeing with our safety plans. So we put some safety plans in place to ensure knives and things like that are locked away. There's been some new incidents with Tammy smoking, and so I know that's been something we've worked on as well. The family has agreed to lock those cigarettes up as well, but I think there's still been some sneaking, and so the family has worked with us on that. We just want to make sure that line of communication is open.
Okay, that's good. All right, thank you. I'll pass the witness, Your Honor.
All right. Ms. Wiggins?
Thank you, Judge. Ms. Jones, since we had that incident with the knives, has there been any other situations regarding those?
And there were 2 incidents with the knives. I think the second one was just kind of a follow-up situation, but since a safety plan was put in place with us, including the TFF worker, there hasn't been any more incidents, no.
Okay, and they're making sure all of those are stayed locked up and out of reach.
Yes.
Okay, I'll pass the witness, Judge.
All right, anyone else have questions for Ms. Jones? All right, then, Ms. Gutierrez, any other witnesses?
No other witnesses, Your Honor. We are asking that this TFF case be continued and we'll need a compliance hearing. Ms. Jones, do you want to ask for a compliance hearing like maybe 2 months out, or does it need to be further?
I think 2 months is good, just to make sure we're all on the same page still.
Okay. All right, then, Ms. Lucero, did you have any witnesses?
Your Honor, my email from Mr. Pirtle mentioned Mr. Delwoods, but looking at a prior order in this case, it seems like he does represent both Cheryl and Delwoods.
That's
So
what I
I see
showed.
Miss Woods on screen. If I could just ask her a couple of questions, please.
All right, Ms. Woods, if you'd unmute. Well, they apparently can't unmute, so I don't guess you're gonna be able to ask her.
Fine, Your Honor. I was just, Ms. Woods, if you can just shake your head. Was there anything else that you wanted to bring to the court's attention today, or is everything going well?
She's saying no.
No, okay. Okay. All right, Your Honor, that's all I have.
Okay, Ms. Wiggins, any witnesses?
No, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Wiggins, any recommendations you need to make today?
Just that we continue with this program. She was having issues with Ocean, so hopefully this new program will be better for her. She is very knowledgeable about her medication, and feels that it is working. So we'll just ask that continue.
Okay. All right, then I will just order that Mr. and Mrs. Woods continue working the services that were previously ordered and that they have been working. And I will set a compliance hearing for October 13th, 2025. It will be by Zoom, just like today's hearing. So parties can ask their lawyers, or anyone can go on the court's online docket a day or two before October 13th to see what time of day we'll have that hearing. So, all right, we'll be in recess on this case. I will be back very shortly to call another case on the Henderson child. So we'll be in recess. Everybody have a good week.
Thank you.
Thank y'all. This was set for a final hearing. There's been a motion to retain filed by the department. We'll take up here in a minute. Ms. Ross, the mother, is with us. Antonio Henderson, the alleged father, is not with us. First of all, does anyone object to the motion to retain the case on the court's docket filed by the department?
No objection, Your Honor.
No objection.
Okay, I have a question for the department.
Yes, Your Honor.
The report I read shows that Ms. Ross has signed an affidavit of relinquishment, and that the whereabouts of Mr. Henderson are unknown, and supposedly, I guess, we're not aware that he's done anything. What are the extraordinary circumstances to extend the case.
Your Honor, we understand that there's an out-of-state child support order, so we have a reasonable basis to believe that there's a good chance CCEJ or continuing exclusive jurisdiction lies with another state. The main impediment against us, or that's kept us from taking care of that issue, is not having the father served. We've been unable to locate him. The court approved substituted service. We would believe that that process is close to being done, if not completely done. We've reached out to the out-of-state process server to check on it, but I don't think we've heard back. Once service gets done, we can go ahead and start figuring out that jurisdictional issue. So unfortunately, Your Honor, we are not prepared to go forward with the final today, and we do believe that the jurisdictional issues and the father not being served both provide a basis for the extension.
Okay. All right, then, based on what I've heard, then I do find extraordinary circumstances warrant that the case be extended and retained on the court's docket, and I'll enter that order today. So we will, let's see, when we have our last hearing.
I think June 2nd was the last permanency review hearing, Your Honor.
All right, do we need to, is there any issues we need to take up to have a permanency hearing today, or just set the next one?
Is Juan Heredia in the hearing, Your Honor?
No, he was with us earlier, but he is. He's there. Sorry. He
Okay,
is.
let's bring him in, Your Honor, and I'll ask him, since he's my client, if he feels we need to proceed with the permanency hearing today.
Okay. All right.
Mr. Heredia?
Yes, ma'am.
The judge has granted the extension on the case for us to get the father served, to get that completed, as well as take care of the jurisdictional issue. Are we needing a perm hearing today?
No, it was no. I was just. I know we had reached out to Samantha Wildman about what we saw the filing for the extension. We just weren't sure what it was.
Oh, okay. Your Honor, the department does not need a perm hearing today. If any of the other parties would like to proceed with that, we're fine with that.
Yeah. Do we have any issues from any of the attorneys we need to deal with today, or just set a permanency a little farther out?
We have no issues with that, Your Honor. The only thing we would request is that, obviously, if my client has filed an affidavit of relinquishment, so as quickly as we can get this to a final, the better for us, Your Honor.
All right. Do we want to set the next one as a final? Well, I know you do, but I'm asking the attorneys.
I hesitate to say yes, Your Honor. I think what'll happen once we take care of dad's services, there'll have to be an additional motion for the court to confer with the out-of-state court.
Okay, I'm gonna set it as a final. We can, if we're not ready, then we can just keep the same date and we'll treat it as a permanency. So.
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay, so let me see here. I've got several dates, but I wasn't looking for one specifically. I know we have hearings on November 10th. No, that's too late. We've got hearings on October 13th. Give me just a second. I'll check and see if that puts us within our 120 days.
I think that's outside of the 120 days, Your Honor.
Yeah, I kind of thought it was too, by a few days. So Brittany, give us a date that's within 120 days of today's date.
Oh, Your Honor, I think June 2nd was the last perm hearing.
Yeah. I need a date within 120 days of June 2nd. I'm sorry. Yeah.
So we can do September. I can do the 22nd.
Okay.
It is a Monday.
Okay, that works fine. Okay, then, as I stated, I've granted the department's motion to extend the case and retain the case on the court's docket. We were no need for any additional orders today, so I will set a final for September 22nd, 2025. That is set conditionally that we're ready to go. If not, we'll keep that same date and just treat that hearing on September 22nd as a permanency hearing if need be. So it will be by Zoom like today's hearing, so parties can ask their lawyers, or anyone can go on the court's online docket a day or two before September 22nd to see exactly what time we'll have that hearing. Okay, we'll be in recess on this case. I'll be back at 11:45 to call a Randall County case that is set as a final, but also has a motion to retain the case on the court's docket involving the I never can get this right. Kenzia child. So we'll be back at 11:45 if you're involved. If not, y'all have a good week.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank y'all. In the interest of the Kenzia child here, this was set for a final hearing. However, there is a motion to retain the case on the court's docket and extend the case filed by the department. Okay, let's take up the motion first. Does anybody object to the motion filed by the department to extend the case and retain the case on the court's docket?
No objection.
No objection.
No objection. All right, then. Just briefly, for the record, Ms. Gutierrez, what's the reason for the extension?
Thank you, Your Honor. The parents have worked some services. It has been a challenge since they live out of state, so St. Francis hasn't been able to connect services as quickly. I understand there's a little bit of a language barrier as well. The mother is visiting the child consistently, though, so we do feel like there's been a good faith effort towards services. She recently did a psychosocial evaluation as well.
Okay, all right, then, based on her working services and needing additional time to complete the services, then I do find that's an extraordinary circumstance, and I will grant the motion to extend the case and retain the case on the court's docket. So, all right, let's see. We're in the same boat we were in our last case. We had our last permanency hearing on June 2nd. We can either treat this as a permanency hearing if necessary, or if not, we can just come back. I'll reschedule a permanency hearing closer to the 120 days. Does anybody have any issues that we need to take up today?
Ms. Bernard, do we need to go forward with the hearing today, a perm hearing today, or would you like to skip that?
I don't think we would need to go forward with a permanency hearing today.
We do need to?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
If anybody doesn't have any other issues, then we had this very same issue in the last case. So if there's no need for any additional orders today, then I will just set our next permanency hearing for September 22nd, 2025. So that will be by Zoom, just like today's hearing. So parties can ask their lawyers, or anybody can go on the court's online docket a day or two before September 22nd to see exactly what time we'll have the hearing that day. So, all right, then. That was our last case for the morning, so we will be in recess. I guess let Ms. Jordan know. I just wanted you to know, all we did today was extended the case and retained the case on the court's docket, and we'll have our next hearing on September 22nd.
All righty. Thank you, sir.
Okay. All right, that's the last case. We'll stand in recess. Everybody have a good week.
Okay.
Thank you, Judge.
Your Honor.
Thank you.
Your Honor, could I ask Miss Bata to call my office, please? I need to get with her.
Yeah, do you want me to put you in a breakout room with her, or just call your office?
Either way, she's got her hand raised too, and I just wanted to make sure that there was nothing I needed to address.
Okay, well, she's got to unmute before we can deal with her.
Miss Bata, can you unmute your phone?
Try hitting *6. There you go.
Oh, yeah. No.
All right,
Okay.
so you want me to put you on a breakout room, or you?
Yes, please, Judge. That would work just fine.
Okay.
Thank you. Have a good week.
You too.
You want me to call you?
Ms. Bata, I'm going to open a breakout room so you can talk to your lawyer. You may be asked to join if you ask to. If not, it'll put you in there automatically. When y'all are through, just drop off, and then I will end the Zoom hearing today. Okay. Y'all have a good week. Thank you, Amy.
Thank you, Judge.
Bye.
Judge. I'll see you Friday.
Okay. Stacy, Stacy, are you there?
Yes. Hello.
It looks like Stacy dropped off.
Yeah.
But she shows to be in room 1. Well, or supposed to go to room 1, but Stacy's not in here anymore.
Yeah, okay. I'll watch for her in the waiting room, but Miss Bata's not joining room 1 for whatever reason.
Can you guys hear me?
We can hear you, ma'am, but you needed to go into the breakout room with your lawyer.
I need to go to my room with my lawyer.
It's a Zoom breakout room. It should have asked you to join the breakout room that he put you in, but you're still in the waiting room or in our regular Zoom.
Miss Bata, your lawyer wanted you to call her. Can you call your lawyer right now?
Number. Oh, I have her number. Okay, I'm gonna call her.
Okay, you
I
call
think
her.
I called her back. She never
Okay.
picked my call, so I'm gonna call her because she's
Okay,
gonna pick. She
all
wants to
right.
call her.
Call her right now.